Today we're going to be discussing my prediction on the Miami real estate market in 2024. We're going to be going over some data, some stats, some articles from the Miami Association of Realtors. We're going to be going over what happened in the last quarter of 2023 and what my predictions are for 2024. If you're a buyer, a seller, or just a real estate enthusiastic and just want to know what is going on in the Miami real estate market, make sure you stay tuned. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Waisfeld, local Miami real estate agent since 2016, helping buyers, sellers, and investors down here in South Florida. Today we're going to be talking about my prediction for 2024. I already went over this in 2023. I was pretty accurate with my prediction that it was going to be a steady year. It was going to be a pretty balanced year, and pretty much that is what 2023 was. Okay, inventory historically has always been 20 plus thousand properties on the market, and in the last 2 years we've had only about 11,000 properties on the market at all times. So again, we're at half of the inventory. That talks a lot. So my prediction was pretty correct in 2023. Let's go over some things right now for the 2024 upcoming year. Now let's jump into my computer briefly and go over some data, some stats, and some articles from the Miami Association of Realtors to see what their predictions are and to see what actually is going on in the market right now. All right, everyone, let's take a look here. My computer is an article from the Miami Association of Realtors as a few weeks ago in the last quarter of December, last quarter of 2023. Okay, so let's see, there's a lot of different topics here. I don't want to make this video too long. I don't want to bore you, but let's go over a few important key factors that's going to tell us what is going on. So home sales forecasted to expand 7% year over year by the end of 2024. So it's already being forecasted that there's going to be more sales. Okay, I don't want to go over too much detail here. Let's see this one. Total Miami new listings increased for the third consecutive month. Perfect. That's something that we're going to be going over in a little bit. Mortgage rates at near lowest level since May 2023. Perfect. Mortgage rates are starting to come down, as we already may know. Miami inventory is still down 42%, what I mentioned a little while ago. While historically it's about 20,000 properties for sale at all times. Right now we're about 11,000. That's what's been going on for the last 2 years. Okay, we're gonna be going over that as well. It's very important. Check this out, guys. Very important. Miami real estate hits 12 years of consecutive home price appreciation. Okay, 12 years. And when we go to median price increase, about almost 12% in 2023. This 12%, something that I went over all my other videos, also very important for you to know. When we go back 30 years in the Miami data for home prices, we will see that it's been an average of about 10 to 12% increase appreciation year over year in the last 30 years. South Florida's incredible wealth migration, and it's one thing after another that we can get into, right? So I just want to kind of go over a little bit of this from the Miami Association of Realtors. All right, guys, so as you saw from the Miami Association of Realtors articles talking about a bunch of positive things, honestly, there was nothing negative about that. There was all great news of what has been going on and what the predictions are of what is hopefully going to be happening moving forward in 2024. So to touch other points, let's talk about stability in prices. So many people were waiting or are still waiting for prices to drop or for a crash to happen, or even on YouTube and other websites I see articles, oh, the housing market is going to crash, preparing for the crash. They just keep mentioning crash. Honestly, I'm starting to think it just fake catch, right? People are just saying that to get more attention, to get more views, or to get more, whatever they are looking for. We have to see what's actually going on. And everything in the marketplace, with properties, with cars, with boats, with anything that you can really think about, prices are going to be determined on the demand, right? So as of right now, we have very little supply, and we've had this already for the last 2 years. That's what drove prices up. And right now, inventory is still low. Again, you just saw it's less than half of what it usually is. That's only going to drive prices up. I mean, there's no other way. The other way is for there to be no demand. But we know that everyone is trying to move to Miami. So much large companies are moving down. Demand is there. Demand is always going to be there. Miami Miami is gonna become even more than what already is. Okay, we're gonna go over that in a little bit as well. So again, prices, in my opinion, are gonna remain stable. They are going to slightly increase, appreciate, maybe the 3 to 5%, a really healthy level, not the 12%, 10%, 15% that we've been seeing the last few years. Okay, I think it's going to slow down. However, it's still going to be appreciating. It's still going to be going upward. Okay, so again, this is going to be caused by low inventory and still demand that there is. Now, it's very important to know that each market, each pocket, each neighborhood, each type of property has different supply and demand. It's very important, right? So when we go over these data, we're just talking about it overall. But in my understanding, in my point of view, in my prediction, the housing market for the mid-range prices, so 450, 500, 600, that mid-priced, mid-range price homes, okay, that's going to be the most amount of competition. Okay, so if you're in that price range, if you're looking at those priced homes, there's going to be a lot more competition because there's way less of those homes. There's very little supply, very little inventory. I have a few of those listings and they go very quick. We get multiple offers still on these properties. Okay, now if we go to maybe a condo market where in that same building there's 30, 40 units for sale and they're all similar, well, there's going to be tons of supply and less demand. That's where you're going to see lots of the price drops. Okay, and then if we go to the luxury market, there is lots of luxury buyers, lots of demand for their inventory is also very low, so that's still going to be a healthy and steady market. Now, shifting gears into the rental market, we are already starting to see that the rentals are slowing down. So if you're an investor looking to buy a property and rent it out, perfect. Miami and South Florida is still a great place for you to diversify and invest. There's still going to be appreciation. Miami is still going to be growing. However, the last few years, as we had so much people move down, so much changes from COVID, right? From the pandemic, when people just wanted to change homes and move in and move out, there's a lot of demand, lots of demand that drove rent prices up significantly, in some places 20-30%, even higher than that in other types of properties. Okay, so that was again from the low supply and for so much demand. Right now, since it's starting to cool off and we're actually seeing price drops, and I'm seeing it from my experience with my investors that we put their properties up for rent once they purchase it, we're seeing that it does take a little bit more effort, a little bit more time to get those properties rented out. In some areas, I've even seen slight price drops. Okay, so this is something for you to consider, to keep in mind. Still healthy. 70% of Miami still rents. Okay, so it's lots of renters, lots of demand. However, just make sure that you know what numbers you're working with, and you know this, ahead of time, anticipate any price drops or anything within the numbers if you are an investor. Now let's talk about interest rates. As with interest rates, we're starting to see a slight drop in interest rates. Finally got below the 7% with the throughout 2023. It was 7.5, even 8% it got to at one point. Now we're finally starting to see this interest rate slightly to come down. My prediction is going to be that we're going to be in the mid 6, hopefully lower 6% interest rates, which makes a big significantly difference in your mortgage payments when you go to finance a property. Whether it's 6% or 7% makes a huge difference, or 5% even, right? But again, this is something very important. Marry the home, marry the property, not the interest rate. You can always go back and refinance when interest rates go down, which my predictions are within 2 or 3 years, interest rates will go back down to 5%. Not sure if lower than that, but the lower 5s hopefully, which is a great difference from 5 to the 7%. That makes, a huge difference in your mortgage payment. But again, you can always go back and refinance. If you're just going to wait as prices go up and then you waited for the lower interest rates, prices went up, so much more than what the interest rates went down. So then it doesn't make a difference. Or then you end up losing for waiting, right? But again, if you're one of those people that are just waiting, they're sitting, on the bench trying to see what's going on, this has been going on for years. People have been waiting for years, and while prices, you just saw, according to Miami Association of Realtors, 12% appreciation in 2023. So while you're waiting, you've lost 20-30%. Okay, so again, there's people that keep saying there's going to be a crash. Again, there's no way there's going to be a crash when there's very low inventory and still demand, right? There's got to be a whole totally different shift for something negative or significantly prices to drop, right? So just keep that in mind. However, if interest rates start to drop significantly more, that means that everyone is going to go out and try to sell and buy a property. properties, which is going to be pretty chaotic, which is going to be really busy. We're going to go back to that market where there was 10, 20 offers of one property. Okay, and I don't think that much. I'm exaggerating. There's going to be a lot more. So right now it's actually a really good time to buy, because again, you can always go and refinance. Number two, you have not that much competition, because a lot of people are waiting for these interest rates to drop, or whatever the case may be. Their mortgage is too high, they can't go, they can't afford. So if you are in the market, I really do think it's the perfect time. I really do think, because again, there's not that much competition out there. Rates start to drop, there's going to be tons of competition, and it's going to be much harder to get the property that you do want. So my conclusion and my prediction for the 2024 real estate market is going to be that it's going to be a pretty balanced year overall. We're going to be seeing slight drops in the rates. We're going to see a good amount of demand. We're going to be seeing a little bit more inventory. So it's going to be steady, it's going to be stable, it's going to be a very well balanced year for the 2024. That's going to be my prediction. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This will help me tremendously. Every single week I come out with a video talking about Miami and the Miami real estate market. Now, if you are in the market for a property or looking to sell or invest down here in South Florida, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. You have all my contact information down below. It will be my pleasure and honor to help you. We can set up a one-on-one private Zoom call and go over everything in more detail. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.